I want you to learn about this. It's very important. Just sit down. Okay? It's just one open the times that your parents, your grandparents, and all the people, the Vietnamese people, that many years ago where they live. Okay? So now, that's a story that I wanted to tell you. That why we are not living in our country, our own country, but we live in the United States, even though we are Vietnamese. Okay? Can you say? Go ahead.
Tại một cái người ở trong Việt Nam không có thích cái president ở trong Việt Nam, xong rồi chiến tranh, xong rồi bây giờ cái người xấu là president, xong rồi mấy người đi ở United States, xong rồi trốn.
Yeah, it's a very good idea. Very good idea. You can speak English, okay? I want you to speak English now, and then after this you can speak Vietnamese, because I want you other people to understand what you say as well, the American people, because what I'm doing here is very important for them to let them know that you are learning the history, okay? But today, little thing here, I want to tell you that about more than 43 years ago, we lost our country, okay? We lost our country, the country called Vietnam, right? So we had to, and the one that took over the country called Communists of Vietnam. Communism, you know anything about that? Communism is a very bad form of government. Okay, you have to do what they tell you to do. You don't have any idea, you don't have a freedom. You do what you're told. If you don't do what you're told, they punish you. In many severe cases, they can kill you. That's called communism. Okay, there's no justice there. It's called dictatorship. Okay? You understand? You understand, Angel? Understand? Okay, but prior 43 years ago, we fought with the communists. One side is called the free people, the other side called communists. We fought each other. Actually, we have our own country. We have our own independent country. It's called Republic of South Vietnam. That's where me and your parents and your grandparents from. But one day in April 1975, the communists, the evil people, took over the South. And many people don't want to live with them. We had to escape. Okay, like me and your parents. But prior to that, there's a war. And the South Vietnamese people had to defend our own country. It's called Republic of South Vietnam. But because the North, they have the support from the China and the Russia, American army. So they came and they helped us. It's called the American military. And they helped us. They fought they helped us to protect our South Vietnam. Okay? But somehow we didn't win the war. And the American military ordered to withdraw, meaning they have to go back. They cannot stay there in South Vietnam anymore, even though they wanted to. Okay? But when they withdrew from the South Vietnam, then the North, with the North Vietnam, with the communist country, communist government, they invaded the South. Then they came to South Vietnam to kill the people, and they pushed people away, and then they occupied the whole country called the Republic of South Vietnam. Okay? So today alone is this, for the American soldiers. When they went there, they helped the South Vietnamese people. They helped us. But the South Vietnamese people really appreciated them so much for helping them to keep the communists away. But when they came back home, they had to face a lot of darkness, a lot of bad things. Okay? But so a lot of Vietnam veterans, the one who fought in the country for the South, they came back home, and there was more than 58,000 American soldiers died in Vietnam because of the war. But the one that lucky, the one that blessed to come back home, they faced a lot of darkness. The people didn't welcome them home, and then they have a very bad thinking. They feel so bad themselves. But today, what we wanted to do, we want to let them know that we, as the Vietnamese people, recognize their service and sacrifice by doing this thing. I call that the Vietnam Veteran Keychains. There's a different meaning for different colors. Let me ask you, if you can give your idea, what the black means to this keychain. Alex?
Maybe darkness.
Wow, very good, smart. Okay. What about the green? What do you think about the green?
The soldiers.
Well,
American soldiers.
Not quite. The green, it's hard for you to know this because when the American soldiers they was there, because the Vietnam country is a lot of jungles, and the communists they took advantage of the jungle. They hide in the jungle, so they could fight against us. The American soldier had to go to the jungle to fight with the communists. And fighting in the jungle is the hardest thing. And most of the Americans were killed in the jungles. So the green here represents the jungles, the greens, the trees. Okay, so they fought the war in the jungle of Vietnam. What about yellow? What even yellow means?
Our country's flag.
Yeah, that's good. But in this case, the yellow meaning that when they come back home, they didn't get treated the way it's supposed to, meaning that they didn't have a welcome home. When they came back home, they didn't no welcome home. People don't really smile at them or say thank you or anything like that. Say thank you for the service or anything like that. So the yellow meaning that they didn't have a welcome home. How do you feel when you go out there and you fight for the country, but when you come back home, nobody really recognizes you? That's bad, right? So the yellow meaning that exactly what happened to our Vietnam veterans. Okay? What do you think the red means?
War.
Yeah, blood. Mean the American soldiers shedded their blood in our country, in Vietnam, in the jungle of Vietnam, in the whole country of South Vietnam. So all the thing here, the whole thing here, to say that we recognize them. We know what they went through. And we appreciate their service and sacrifice in Vietnam. Because of them, we are here today living free. Right? Right? So it's a good thing that I want you to learn about this. And then today you help me to make the keychain. So when I see American Vietnam veterans, I can give to them and to tell them that, oh, I have you to help me to do this. Okay? Okay, now, I have one of you get each of these here, and you here, and me one, okay? What we're going to do is, we do exactly that's the way it looks like this. First we put the black in, green, yellow, and red, just like this, okay? So I'm going to put it right here, you look at that. So what you do, first of all, you can see that I make it like that, easy for you to put it in. So to put the black in first, just one bead of black. Can you get it through? Like that? Okay. Now, the next one is the green. Two greens. And green mean what?
So you put jungles.
Jungles, right. Jungles. The jungle of Vietnam. Okay. And now what is the next color? The yellow, right? You're going to put two yellow in there. Okay, and now the next thing is the red, right? One red. One red, and then one yellow, and then one red again. Red mean what? The American soldiers shed their blood in Vietnam, right? The yellow mean what? Mean they didn't have a welcome home, right?
People didn't smile.
Yeah.
They don't recognize.
They exactly don't recognize them. They don't appreciate it. Them to fight for freedom. They're not just fighting for Vietnam, but they're fighting for the spread of communism all over the world. Understand? Uh-huh. Did you follow that? Colors? Yeah. So you got two just like that, and then the next thing is green. You're doing good. You're doing good. There you go. Wow, you fast. Oh, that's the last thing is the black. So now, when you're all done, let me know. You're done, you're done, you're done. Wait for Alex a little bit. Very good. You follow instruction very well. Okay, now we are done, right? Now we're going to look at the camera, and then we're going to do this. Because this, I want you to say something. I want you to really say something to the people who really fought for your parents, your grandparents, and for Vietnamese, South Vietnamese people for their freedom. What do we say?
Thank you.
Exactly. So we all look at the camera. We say, our Vietnam veterans, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Can we do that? We look at the camera right there. Okay. I say 1, 2, 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Our Vietnam veterans, thank you for your service and sacrifice in Vietnam, and show the keychain. There you go. Very good. That's it. Thank you. All right.